Erica, count me down. I'll start 5 seconds after that.
Ron, you can go ahead.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great SkySwitch webinar. And this one is a really special one. We're going to have a lot of fun today with our guests, with our participants. Some people you know, some people you don't know. But I'm Andy Abramson, and I have a lot of fun hosting these for SkySwitch. Today, we're bringing along someone you know very well, Jason Jones. We're also going to have some of our new friends from BCM1 as part of the whole relationship that started in December. So with that, let me talk a little bit about what we're going to do today. We're going to have a really nice webinar that's going to introduce you to some new services that you can be selling to your customers. And to start that off, I'm going to hand it over to the person who really makes it all happen inside SkySwitch when it comes to you, our very, very, very valuable reseller family, the one and only, the unduplicated, often imitated Jason Jones.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Andy, for that kind intro. Hey guys, it's great to be back with you. It's been a long time. I haven't really been participating on the SkySwitch University webinar series all that much over the last couple of years because Andy and team and Erica, they've been doing a fantastic job, and hats off to them for really taking care of us in that capacity. But I always want to get in front of you. We missed Vectors last year. It was scheduled, the pandemic, everything that happened, and that's our only opportunity to really get face to face with our resellers. So we missed that. So we wanted to kind of do this more of a round table discussion with you. Bring your questions, bring your concerns in with us with some new topics and some new technology, some new services. But I want to go back to the pandemic real quick and just talk about, we learned a lot of things last year about ourselves and about our companies. We learned that, hey, we're really kind of I wouldn't say kind of, but we are a pandemic-proof business. Some companies even thrived. Some went down a little bit, but we all survived it and we came through it, which is huge for us. And we learned a lot about who we are as companies and as people, and it takes communication. And that's why we got these online webinars and these collaboration tools like Zoom and this new video collaboration tool that we're coming out with in SkySwitch also, that allows that communication to be healthy. It's good to be face-to-face with our customers. So we're really excited about that. Another topic I wanted to talk to you about was, we were acquired by BCM Holdings last year. It's no secret, and the word's out, press releases are all out, and everybody wants to know, how's it going? How's it working with BCM1? And I got to tell you, I am really elated to be working with their team and their leadership over there, the thought leadership that they have over there, where they want to take the company, how they continually want to strive to deliver better services, better technology for channel. And that's where the synergies come in. They're very channel focused. SkySwitch is very channel focused, and that's why we're melding together perfectly. So really excited about that too. Let's get back to really what we're here to talk about today. And that's a few products and services. But before we get started with that, I want to do an introduction to the VP of Channel Services or Channel Sales over at BCM1. His name is Andy Steinke. Andy is really my counterpart. He takes care of this channel like I like to take care of my channel. So I'm going to turn it over to Andy. He's going to give you an overview of BCM1, and then he'll introduce some of the other players that are on the call today. So let's sit back, let's have a great time and enjoy this time together. Thanks much.
Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. Again, my name's Andy Stanky. I'm the Vice President of Channel Sales for BCM1. Been with the company going on 13 years and have witnessed probably what amounts to the most growth of our company. And more than happy to talk about that either more now in questions or later one-on-one. But what I really want to cover right now is just a little bit more about us and obviously introduce someone else who's very critical to the channel team as well after that. So some of you may know us, some of you may not know us, but that's the whole point of this conversation, right? The way I would categorize our company is really we're a managed technologies company, and that means a lot, obviously. Managed solutions, whatever you want to call the companies that you do business with now, we probably do something that you can find complementary to your current businesses, and hopefully you'll see that today, of course. Where we came from, probably very similar to a lot of the folks on the line right now. How you guys started your business, very customer centric, almost 30 years ago. So obviously different landscape, different products, different way to approach the market. Really back then it was kind of like consulting, like the whole getting paid on deals from carriers didn't really exist up until the mid 90s. So we cut our teeth doing a lot of heavy design, heavy focus on project management for clients, primarily in the Northeast. Out of that, and what we took advantage of was really kind of the opening of the market for the Telecom Act in the mid 90s to create our own CLEC platform. And 20 some odd years later, that kind of advanced the BCM1 holdings group and affiliates that's out there today as managed solutions and managed technology products. So we're going to go into a little bit more about that and the products that you guys could sell to your clients or work with us to bring to your clients. Before we do that, definitely want to introduce Andrew. Andrew, if you want to give a little bit about yourself, that would be great.
Sure. Welcome, everybody. The Director of Managed Services. Been in the industry for 20 plus years, been with BCM1 for 6+ years. So I'm looking forward to meeting with the whole channel team, working on opportunities. I am responsible for pre-sales engineering, and then also day 2 support for all managed services clients. So we're kind of with you the long haul throughout the whole process.
Speaking of support, we'd be remiss without mentioning that the one and only Corey Stoker, who really drives our support team and is heavily involved in all product development within SkySwitch. Corey's also with us. So Corey, you want to say a few words?
Yeah, hey, it's great to be here. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I think everyone knows me, so we can kind of skip over, but I'm here if you need me, and I'll be answering questions as we go as well.
Corey, if you wouldn't mind, keep an eye on the Q&A, and if you see some questions you can quickly knock out while either Andrew or Andy or Jason are all providing some really cool, keen input, that would be great, because we want to keep this thing moving, because we know resellers' time is valuable. So we're going to dive right in. I've got a series of questions that I've come up with as a result of what we've been doing with BCM1 since January. And one of the questions I have, and I'll throw this over to Andy S., what are the ideal client scenarios that BCM1 solutions really shine in? You know, when you shine, it makes the customer look good. And in our case, that means the reseller is going to look good to their customer, because we're channel only, white label, and we don't channel steal.
Absolutely. Great question, Andy A. I would say it comes down to anything that is multiple services, multiple products, obviously multiple site too, but it doesn't have to be a client that has multiple sites. If you think about it, to operate a company, there are multiple things within the technology portfolio that a client may need. So as a reseller, you may be selling 1 or 2 products on your own. The clients may need 4 or 5 others to operate in their business. And our business model and the way it's been since 1992 has really been that single point of contact for technology services. And we operate very, very well with partners who are doing something of their own and bringing their powerful relationships and products to their clients. We complement that sale extremely well. And we do that, we do that obviously by getting to know you guys. We do that by designing. So Andrew and myself and my team, we get on the phone with you, you tell us what you need, and our goal is to eliminate supplier fatigue for your clients. So any of those clients out there who are looking for, multiple services per site for primary, secondary data, for example, to support SkySwitch Voice, or multiple sites across the country and the world, the more kind of complex and the more flavors of services that they need in the telecommunications world, the better of a fit they're going to be for BCM1.
Okay, well, that really sums that up. But what type of verticals and what size of client do you really find are ideally suited for a BCM1 solution, in the sense of they're growing, or maybe they've expanded, maybe they're multi-site, maybe they're multi-state? What industries as well are you best suited to support, based on the experience you've had working with a multitude of clients in many different industries?
So we grew up in New York, that's no secret there. So obviously a lot of heavy footprint in financial services and retail, of course, healthcare, distributed workforce solutions for healthcare, also big medical facilities and hospitals, because they require the multi-service redundant networks. That's huge for us. We're very valuable to them. When it comes down to a client size, we do have single site clients that obviously come to us for all of their services. So I wouldn't say necessarily down to the site count per se, but looking for a client who has a distributed workforce, who's got a small technology team supporting a large technology footprint. Those are the clients that we're going to support very well. And I'm sure you guys see that with your reseller client base too. I mean, those clients who just don't have the time to do certain things related to collaboration or next gen communications or data WAN services, they're looking for partners like you, just like they're looking for partners like us, that trusted partner who's going to bring multiple solutions to the table. And obviously that does lean towards multi-site clients. So we tend to have, 2, 3+ sites on our average user. But we do operate also in the single site market too. So it just depends on what the client's looking for.
You brought up SD-WAN, WAN services, and SD-WAN is hot right now because it's really becoming more than just a piece of connectivity with cloud interaction and the ability to connect services as well. I know that BCM1 has a solution, and I want to go to Andrew D. It gets a little confusing with 3 Andys on here. So it's Andy F, Andy A, Andrew D, and double J. So why don't we go to Andrew D and let him talk a little bit about the BCM1 enterprise grade SD-WAN solution. And then I want to have Corey talk a little bit about what we've got up our sleeve. So Andrew, why don't you start off?
Yeah, sure. So we do have a couple flavors of SD-WAN. We do have what we refer to our enterprise grade, which is Versa. With Versa, we're doing something a little special. We are tying that into our POPs, and we created gateways. So clients can definitely connect to us over the Versa SD-WAN and connect to our services that we offer. So that is a unique one that we're rolling out. Then we also have Cisco Meraki as an option for more of that mid-tier client that's just looking for the ease of use, a little security, and so on. But, we have, again, those options available to us. But, to Andy's point earlier, Andy S, that is, we go through a whole design phase with a client, right? We understand their business requirements, understand what their technical needs are, and then we bring solutions to the table. So we're not just a one-trick pony, right? We will bring outside vendors if we have to solve problems. That's mainly what we want to do for our enterprise clients, is solve problems. And again, we generally fall back on our design skills and building of technology solutions.
Now, Corey, we heard from Andrew about what it sounds more like a really big enterprise or large business SD-WAN solution. That's good for some SkySwitch reseller clients, but for the bread and butter of our resellers who have those small businesses, and as SD-WAN becomes more important with people working from home and working in remote locations and internet infrastructure constantly changing, what do we have up our sleeve?
Yeah, so I can talk about Infiat. It's a fairly new product. We've been working with it for about a year, but it's fairly new to market. And BCM1 is actually a little bit familiar with them, but it serves a kind of the SMB rather than the enterprise. We have POPs we have servers in each one of our POPs, and it's going to be, I think we have a webinar coming up in the next couple of weeks here, but it's going to be available to you this week or next week through the SkySwitch store. A lot of information is going to be hitting the pipeline, and you should see more coming soon.
You're right. We do have a webinar coming up in a few weeks. You'll be hearing all about that and what we're doing with Infiat. Pay attention to the weekenders and your emails, because having talked with the Infiat people last week about their solution, it's quite different from a lot of the solutions that are being aimed at small, medium businesses. And I think in a few weeks' time, when we have their team on, it's going to be some eye-opening stuff for them. So that's really good to know about what's happening with our SD-WAN. Jason, one of the questions we constantly are getting is, will SkySwitch resellers be able to resell the BCM1 product line and services under their own brand? What's the answer to that?
Well, the short answer to that is not at this time. It's really, they're not set up to do that. So they're going to direct bill. So if you want to get these services from BCM1, it's going to be more of a type of agent commission type relationship. But let's talk about some of those services that you can get. We just launched our Teams connector, and it's a very valuable tool and feature that you can take to market and generate some some new monthly recurring revenue, and that's what it's all about. But if you're not a Microsoft dealer, where do you buy those licenses? I mean, where do you find, Office 365 licenses? How do you source those? And this is part of what we're bringing to our reseller channel, the SkySwitch reseller channel, is some of these products and services that you can source them from BCM1, and they're supported by BCM1. So you're able to make those commissions off those products. Let's talk about connectivity. That's huge. I'm sure many of you have gone into new clients, existing clients that need to upgrade their internet. Maybe they want to move to MPLS. Maybe it's a 5-site MPLS deal that you would just take somewhere else, but now you can take it right to BCM1, let their team of professionals get it quoted, get it architected perfectly for you, and go out there and go to market, and then have a sister company of SkySwitch that's helping you fulfill that and support that and ensure just great service and uptime on that circuit. So, I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, it's even though you can't white label it and bill it as your own, it's coming from BCM1, and you're going to be protected as a valued SkySwitch reseller.
That's so cool. Now, Jason, if someone orders MPLS from BCM1 for a multi-site location, is it going to be possible to connect a circuit at SkySwitch data center, or is it going to be better to have the better QoS experience by doing it directly with BCM1? Andrew Delia, can you answer that question? Because you got multi-site MPLS, you got our resellers connecting their customers to our POPs, and now you've got the BCM1 POPs. How do we do it?
Yeah, so day one, no, we our MPLS networks that we manage and also resell, they won't again connect into the SkySwitch platform today. That is on our roadmap. We have all of our assets that BCM1 has been acquiring over time. We're working through that roadmap and tying into all of them. So SkySwitch is on the docket, just don't have a timeline just yet, but that will be coming for sure. So it'll be an end-to-end QoS experience for your clients.
End-to-end. So explain why having that end-to-end experience is so important, and talk about some of the hiccups that can occur if you don't do it the right way.
Yeah, so end-to-end QoS, right? The benefit of that is call quality, right? Ultimately, when a client is leveraging the public internet, yes, the public internet is pretty solid. It has come a long way over time, but there are congestion, especially now with a lot of people working from home. Some of those last miles and some of those smaller carriers are getting overloaded, and we are experiencing some call quality issues related to jitter, packet loss, and latency. So, having a QoS enabled end-to-end solution will guarantee that call quality from the customer's location all the way to the SkySwitch POP. So it is important. It's something that clients, there is a demand for it. I'll leave it at that. That clients do come to us asking for QoS enabled end-to-end networks, and we're happy to build them. And we will, if you have a client and it's I'll say a sizable client, we will build right away. So it's just something to bring to the table, right? Bring us the opportunity. We can review it, and again, putting an NNI into the SkySwitch network is something that we do all the time. So not into SkySwitch, but all of our assets. So we're pretty good at it.
So you're able to manage the last mile providers' connectivity in a way to ensure that the traffic moves at a consistent pace, so you don't have, as you said, packet loss, buffer, jitter, rebuffering, any of the things that lead to a bad call. Echo, one-way audio, all those things are detrimental to a call experience. So by going with MPLS and BCM1, those companies that have a multi-site location set up, or even remote location setups, will be able to have a much better quality of service experience. That's what I'm hearing you say.
That is 100% accurate. Absolutely. And one thing just to add, all of the services that we do sell on the BCM1 platform, we include proactive monitoring and also remediation. So we have 24 eyes on glass, 24 hour, 7 days a week, eyes on glass, watching these services that we do that install for our clients. and where our knock is sitting there watching, and should an alert go off, they're the ones remediating. So we add that extra layer of monitoring and management for our clients.
That sounds great. All of this is really good because it means resellers can make more money. And that's what resellers want to do. They want to grow their business. They want to be able to offer something new to their customers. They want to be able to keep the business from going to somebody else so they don't get their foot in the door, or they want to be the ones who can get the foot in the door by taking some business away from a competitor. That comes down to money. And Jason Jones, what's the commission our resellers can earn on selling connectivity to their end users based on the BCM1 product mix?
I think it's upward of like 100%. I mean, no, I'm just joking. I'm joking right now. So, you know what? That's going to be disclosed by Andy and his team of what those actual amounts are, because I know they were putting some gates together for that too. Andy, if you're ready to talk to that, we can talk to that. But I want to revisit the MPLS question we had about connecting to our POP. We have the capability of connecting an MPLS tail into our data center too. So when you go out and you quote MPLS to a customer, you're doing a major carrier, right? You're doing AT&T, you're doing, you know, Verizon, you're doing some major carrier, Zayo, whatever it might be out there to deliver that MPLS. They can bring a tail into our data center also. And Corey, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we already have some resellers that are doing this with MPLS. They can bring it into a data center. We give them the address of the data center. They bring it right in. They cross connect into our cage, and we're good. We're good to go there. So that capability is there. However, you know, being the reseller at that point, you're going to be responsible for all the connectivity and all those costs on a monthly recurring basis. So I just want to let you know about that. Okay, so that's very, very important. Let's get back to the commissions here. Andy, did you want to talk to that a little bit?
Sure. Our commissions program is really based on a couple of factors. I mean, obviously product being sold, we like to stick in the high margin products, just like everyone else on the phone, I assume, does as well. But there are some products that are older that are lower margin, lower commission payments. And we can certainly share that in more smaller group sessions. The most important thing for us, though, and my team, is really what the expectations are from the reseller community. Some resellers want to be kind of hands off. They don't want to touch the circuit world or anything like that, or the legacy telephony world. And so they would prefer to do more of a kind of referral type sale. That obviously is going to be commissioning lower. And some resellers, I'm sure, have done this for years, just like us. And so they do want to be that tip of the spear and kind of lean on us just as their back office or their remote support, so to speak. And so they'll get a higher commission payment. And it's as simple as that. And it is monthly commissions, of course. And again, we can definitely talk about that in smaller group sessions to be more specific.
Well, that's perfect. So Jason Jones, this has been a really fun webinar. We don't have any questions, which means Andrew, Andy, Jason, Erica, Paula, and I all did our jobs to get the information out in a very clear, concise, compelling, and hopefully contagious way in ways that you can all make more money. You know, let's talk about how you activate the accounts. Jason, this would be really helpful for our resellers. And then again, resellers, if you have any questions, please post them in the Q&A or follow up with either Jason or Corey, or reach out to the folks at BCM1. Jason, how do we get all this going?
Very, very simple. Everybody has access into their own admin console, which is our Dash Manager. Just go to the add-on services in the far right drop-down menu and click add-on services. And then it's going to go to the next, if you go to the next slide here, it's going to pop open the selection set there. Just choose the BCM1 partner program and submit that form. What that'll do, that'll come into Andy and myself, and then one of his, I believe, who is your contact over there that's going to be kind of heading up the initial discovery and talking everybody through the actual program, Andy?
So it'll be led by myself and also Daniel Vaughn. Daniel is one of my inside channel managers who supports this initiative alongside me.
Great.
Obviously.
So, and I'm here too also. So if you have any questions, you want to get on the phone together, by all means, you know, I can take the time to support you in any manner. But go ahead and submit that form with your reseller number, get it done, and then we take care of the rest, get you all set up, kind of do a little onboarding with you and to show you the lay of the land and, how you go about, ordering and getting quotes and everything else. So it's a very organized program. BCM1, they're real sticklers about process and organization. So, and it runs very smooth, so they can do, a large amount of orders. So, and they do day in and day out. So I'm sure, and I'm very confident you're going to find it a great experience for you.
So go into the Dash Manager, select the BCM1 Channel Partner Program, submit a form, and then within 48 hours, someone from BCM1 will be in touch with you. That's a great, easy solution. We have a question from John Mayani. Says, will we be able to get an NFR for Office 365 licenses? Corey, can you handle that one?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if BCM1 offers a not for resale program. That would be more towards Andrew D.
Yeah, and so not for resale. Are we just talking for like a demo or just long term?
That would sound like a demo account.
Demo account. Yeah, we could definitely we could definitely talk about demoing some licenses and for O365 for sure. Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Fuzi Boozid says, does the product support single circuit? I'm presuming he's talking about SD-WAN, but I don't know for sure because he did not say which product.
Sure. I mean, I could answer that for the Meraki and also the Versa solution. And the answer to that question is yes. I would like to understand, more about the why. SD-WAN does work best when there's two diverse circuits into the boxes, load balancing and route around outages and so on and so forth. Typically, we generally will do at least one physical circuit, meaning cable circuit or fiber circuit plus maybe 3G, 4G wireless as a backup. But Corey, if you want to take it for the Infiat, that would be good.
Yeah, Infiat also works as a single circuit. And actually, the next question we have from Anthony Goss is it a client-side router? And yes, it's essentially a managed firewall router SD-WAN product. So it is client-side. It's managed in a hub, and I'm really excited to get into the details of it, but it's too much to speak of as a side note. So Anthony, we could have a conversation in the next few hours if you're interested.
That's a good answer. Lance Walsh wants to know, can BCM1 sell wholesale to a SkySwitch partner? Meaning our resale.
Yeah, great question. At this current time, no, that is not available. This is a direct bill to an end user with a commissions program to the reseller currently.
And then Guy Fawkes wants everybody to know that not for resale O365, Office 365, buy the Microsoft Action Pack. It comes with all the software, including Office 365. So thank you, Guy. Love how our resellers help each other out. And then John Miani wants to know, trying to get SkySwitch and Teams working. John, why don't you reach out to Corey and his team and let them work with you to get it going? The integration is up and running. It is fine. It does work. There are some things you need to do. There are some licenses you need to have. Corey can take you through that. We're not going to, because it is really specific to your situation. Mark Heiler asks, we're currently working with a master agent to sell services. Will BCM1 replace the master agent?
So I can take that. Yeah, that's, sorry, Andy A, what are you saying?
Go ahead, I was going to toss it to you.
Perfect. Symbiotic Andes. We will not replace the master agent. We obviously have a program where you could sign a BCM1 contract to sell our services as a direct partner, but we also have contracts with, I think at this point, almost 10 national master agents. So if you have a preferred master agent, I would encourage you to let me know who that is, and we probably have a contract if that's what you want. Again, we're not a master agent. We're a single source technology provider, so we are a service provider. So we're on the line card for many master agents as a service provider.
And then Philip C.S. Cinnamino asked the question about the Infiat product, wanting to know, is it similar to what Simple WAN offers, including the firewall features? Corey, take it away.
Yeah, it is. It's not apples to apples though. So it'll be able to offer just about everything that Simple WAN offered, plus a little bit more, and obviously some things are done differently.
Great. Well, that's it for all the questions. This has been a fantastic webinar. The education that went on, the information that's been put out, the fact that it's so obvious that the cohesion is forming between the SkySwitch team, the BCM1 team, all of that works to really help our resellers offer a better product mix, be able to deliver better support to their customers, and stay on top of the ever-changing world of technology. Your customers are constantly changing on how they do business. Your customers are constantly changing on what they need. So when they come to you, now you have additional resources in people who know a lot. You have additional services you can sell to keep your customer happy, but most of all, you get to keep your customer or get a new one. I'm Andy Abramson. I want to thank the other two Andys and of course, Jason Jones, Double J, for being with us today. I want to thank all of our resellers who tuned in, and all the resellers are going to be listening to this in the webinar rewind. They'll be up as of tomorrow. Erica Vasquez has done a fantastic job, as always, pulling all the pieces together, coordinating the people, the slides, the information. And of course, Paula, you two played such a big role in making sure that everybody on the BCM1 team was as prepped as the people on the SkySwitch team. Thank you all very much and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.